The U.S. military spends up to $70,000 to put each soldier through basic training. For special ops, our military elite, their training runs into hundreds of thousands of dollars. When that soldier or SEAL leaves duty, it's a walkaway investment, lost money for Uncle Sam. But some sectors like Wall Street and Silicon Valley are finding that combat skills honed on the battlefield may be a perfect fit for their hard knocks world. Lisa Fletcher found a West Coast company that's helping bring veterans and jobs together.
We learned leadership under some of the most trying conditions. There are just not that many places in the world where as a 21 or 22-year-old you have the opportunity to lead a big team under incredibly stressful and trying situations.
Don Fall's leadership was forged on the battlefields of America's post-9/11 wars. A Marine infantry officer, he was part of the first troops in Afghanistan in early 2002. Fall then served 2 tours in Iraq as a platoon commander and returned home to find that the gratitude of a nation didn't translate to a job offer.
I would think people would be knocking down your door.
I found really universally that there was deep respect for what I had done, but I think for the average hiring manager or recruiter, they just didn't think that the skills translated.
The transition can be daunting in that as you leave the military, you don't have those robust networks in place.
A former Army intelligence officer, Kimberly Penson, had also deployed to Iraq, where she led a 12-member team tasked with finding high-value targets. Like Fall, Penson excelled at war, but entered the job market a soldier in a strange new world.
The veterans and military community is only about 1% of our population now. It's really uncommon, actually, for recruiters and hiring managers to have a good understanding of what veterans are bringing to the table.
Bethany Coates is a former assistant dean at Stanford University's Business School. She founded Breakline in 2015 to help get more veterans to the tech table.
Intellect, leadership, problem-solving ability, grit, collaboration, those are strengths that veterans bring in spades. There's so much talent there and there's so much need in industry. I wanted to help build a bridge.
Through 1-month-long embed programs, Breakline helps veterans translate their skill sets to employers and introduces Silicon Valley's top tech firms to a new talent pool.
We were with Don Fall, we were with Kimberly Penson, and they are such incredibly talented, confident individuals. And they didn't necessarily believe in themselves at the beginning, which, looking at them now, it's a little hard to imagine. Yeah. Is that fairly common?
That is really common, and I think it's actually to be expected. But I think that the silver lining there is that they can move past this moment of vulnerability and sort of return to that place of competence and performance that has served them so well in the military.
So all the hardware and apparel, design and innovation work happens here.
And Don Fall is a perfect example. After grad school and a lucky break by a Navy man who got him a summer internship at Google 11 years ago, today Fall is the chief operating officer of Athos, a wearable tech apparel company.
We're measuring 3 muscles within the lower body. We have 2 glute sensors.
Making clothes that help people maximize their workouts. One of Fall's early hires was Gabriel Rangel, a fellow Marine who also struggled with his job search.
You're kind of intimidated because I came from the enlisted side of the world where I had no college background, I had nothing coming out.
Such a contrast to hear you use the word intimidating and Marine in the same sentence.
Oh yeah, I mean, you put me in a kitchen, I'm going to be very intimidated. It's a scary thing, it's a super scary thing, and that's why you unfortunately hear about a lot of veterans having a struggle and a tough time, but it's a network and a brotherhood. You got to pick somebody up, and that's why you have a guy like Don who's had so much success in the tech world, and that he picks a guy like me up and carries me along.
As for Kimberly Penson, after going through Breakline's embedded program, she landed a job at Box, a cloud storage company. She is one of a handful of veterans at the company of 1,300 employees.
To be able to leverage an opportunity and program like Breakline was pivotal because it absolutely granted me access into this new world that I'd never been exposed to before, and specifically got me in touch with the right people at different companies to pursue my transition and my future career.
Is there something about tech that vets are uniquely qualified to be in that field?
Oh, definitely. So tech as an industry is dynamic, it's fast-paced, it's intense, it's competitive. There are lots of situations that are ambiguous and that require inventive thinking. I mean, these are people who were making life and death decisions on very tight timelines, and they had to do it with integrity. And so there is literally nothing that the industry could throw at them that, that would be difficult for them to handle. They are uniquely capable of excelling in this sector.
Are there other companies and industries that are especially good at hiring the vets?
Actually, there are. About 5 years ago, a group called the Veterans Jobs Mission started. It was like 11 leading U.S. companies, and their goal was to hire 100,000 vets by 2020. Now there are 230 companies involved, like Cisco and JP Morgan and Starbucks and Verizon, and they've upped their goal to 1 million veterans by 2020.
Good news.